On August 5th, an empty rocket stage struck the moon at roughly 5,400 miles per hour. It carried no astronauts and no scientific instruments. It could not steer, slow down, or call home. It was 4 metric tons of abandoned machinery, traveling through a vacuum toward a collision that astronomers had predicted months in advance. This was not Falcon 9's reusable first-stage booster. It was the much smaller upper or second stage, the part that finishes the climb after the first stage separates. On January 15, 2025, this particular rocket launched 2 commercial lunar landers, Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost 1 and ispace's Resilience. The landers continued toward the moon, but the emptied upper stage remained behind. Most Falcon 9 upper stages eventually re-enter Earth's atmosphere. This mission required unusually high energy, however, and the stage was left in a distant, stretched orbit reaching into the space between Earth and Moon. For more than 18 months, the object, catalogued as 2025-010D, followed a complicated path through cislunar space. Here, Earth's gravity is not acting alone. The moon repeatedly tugs at passing objects, while sunlight and solar activity can make small but cumulative changes to their motion. The stage had already released its remaining propellant and could no longer perform a corrective burn. Over time, those natural forces reshaped its orbit. What began as leftover launch hardware gradually became a lunar impactor. Independent astronomers tracked the stage using publicly available observations. Bill Gray, the developer of the Project Pluto orbit software, calculated that it would strike the moon. NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies later confirmed a 100% impact probability. The predicted location lay near the Einstein and Bell craters, close to the moon's western limb. That position made the event difficult to see from Earth, but it gave scientists something rare, an impact whose incoming object was already known. At approximately 6:35 UTC, the stage reached the moon at about 2.43 kilometers per second, following an oblique trajectory roughly 31 degrees above the local lunar horizon. With no atmosphere to slow it down, there was no fiery descent and no billowing smoke cloud. The impact instantly excavated lunar soil and rock, sending ejecta outward on ballistic paths through the vacuum. The direction of travel was predictable, but the stage itself had been tumbling. Its precise physical orientation at contact, engine first, nose first, or partly sideways, has not been confirmed. Any close-up reconstruction of that final instant should therefore be presented as plausible rather than definitive. Early estimates placed the new crater at roughly tens of meters across. Its exact shape and dimensions require orbital imaging, so dramatic claims about a giant scar should be treated cautiously. No lunar orbiter was positioned to film a close-up of the collision itself, but the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope detected spectral signatures associated with the plume. Sodium probably came from the lunar soil. Traces of lithium may have originated in the rocket stage. The signal reportedly remained detectable for several minutes. South Korea's Danuri lunar orbiter then captured before and after views showing a fresh crater and altered terrain. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter is expected to provide additional high-resolution observations. The answer is no. The moon is struck by natural meteoroids every day. NASA estimates that an object carrying comparable energy arrives roughly once every 6 days. This impact did not alter the moon's orbit, threaten Earth, or seriously change the lunar environment. What made it unusual was not its energy, it was its origin. Humanity had accidentally added another crater to a landscape already shaped by billions of years of impacts. As more spacecraft travel between Earth and Moon, Abandoned stages and failed vehicles will become part of a growing traffic management problem. Today, this impact landed far from astronauts and infrastructure. Future lunar missions may not always be so fortunate. The Falcon 9 stage was harmless on a planetary scale, scientifically useful, and reminder that exploring a new world also means taking responsibility for what we leave behind.